This episode is made possible by the following sponsors. Shopify, the e-commerce platform. Start, run, and grow your product business. Sign up for your $1 month trial period at shopify.com/happy. Found, business banking designed for small business owners like you. Try Found for free at found.com/earn. And finally, Constant Contact. Use their suite of digital marketing tools and get customized marketing campaigns built for you in just a few clicks. Go to constantcontact.com for your free trial.
Audit your social media marketing and messaging, and essentially all of your messaging and marketing. So you can hit 2025 with at least this clear brand identity and what you want to talk about. Because guys, if it's a weak spot, you're never going to get this done. Reach out to people, see if you can trade with people, whatever it takes in order to do that.
And we're back
with another episode of He Said, She Said.
All right, babe, we're back with the glossy tip. What's a glossy tip?
Okay, so it is the end of the year. It is holiday season, which means you are probably out of your normal routine and you're going to a lot of parties. You're eating a lot of different food. Trust me, even if you are making the food, I'm like sampling everything, even if it's healthy. So with that, on top of all of the different cocktails and even mocktails that can bloat you, did you know that one of the ingredients in Glossy is prickly pear, which is used in a lot of these hangover supplements and hangover fixes that you can go and get, because prickly pear is known for helping hangovers. And also, of course, with all the bloat that comes with different cocktails, we also have the probiotic in there that's going to help you out with some bloat, and then magnesium that is also going to help you with your sleepy time.
I swear to God, a Glossy in the morning in a bottle of water, and then a Glossy in the evening before you go to bed in another bottle of water is the magic combo. Not because it's Lori's product, but because it works for me. And yeah, not just when I drink, which is not all that often anymore, but I hate getting hungover because I get hungover so easily, and this stops me from that. But just every single day, like to be able to wake up and have Glossy to give me energy, and then to be able to go to bed, and the magnesium helps me sleep a lot deeper and a lot better. I'm telling you, one in the morning, one at night. It's a magic combo. Make it a part of your routine these holidays. You'll be hooked forever.
If you know you're having a party too, something that's been really fun is to, if you're going to have a normal cocktail, have a Glossy mocktail first. I have recipes on the Glossy Instagram. So go to Get Glossy on Instagram and you can go and check that out. There's an Aperol mocktail on there, you guys. I'm obsessed with Aperol Spritz. You can have that one. And you can also have the spicy Margarita, which is incredible. And so you can go back and forth with your cocktail and your mocktail. And because you have all of this amazing stuff in the mocktail, you're also going to feel better the next day.
All right, guys. So you can get 25% off by using coupon code HAPPY when checking out. So go to getglossy.com. That's getglossy, GLOCI, getglossy.com. Use coupon code HAPPY to get 25% off as a thank you for being a listener. All right, so we're going to talk about 3 genius ways that you could be using this time in December in order to get a head start in 2025. And really, it's the 3 things that we're doing right now. So I guess we just called ourselves geniuses, but it's what we're doing right now in, technically end of November and all of December to really make sure we hit the ground running in 2025, because we've got some massive 2025 goals, both for our personal brands and for our legacy brands, Glossy and Frello. And to be able to really bring those into fruition the way we want to 2025, that means it's already started right now. So here's what we're doing. We'll give you 3 things. The first one is we are really leveraging AI. And some of you might hear this and be like, duh. Others of you might hear this and it's a trigger. Because it was a trigger for me for a while, because I hate tech. Even though I have a tech company, I hate tech. And I was like, I don't need AI. I don't need these little gimmicks. I don't need these little things. And it turns out I really, really, really needed them.
So some of the things that I am doing and that we're planning for next year is getting our mini chats all set up with designing also some different opt-ins. So I'm using AI not only to help me design the opt-ins and help me brainstorm on what opt-ins would be good for my people, for my brand, for our following, for our clients, and really working to get aligned on what sort of opt-in we can give away that everyone would want that also leads into our offerings, which our offerings this year are our mastermind. One of my offerings is obviously Glossy, and we also have something else really exciting coming. So right now I'm figuring out what those opt-ins are by leveraging AI. I'm just like using ChatGPT essentially as like a think tank. I just put all of these ideas in and have it like come back to me with even more ideas. And then I'm going to have it help me write them as well. So then I get the opt-ins, and then I'm setting up all of my many chats so that I can get you all into the opt-ins so that it can then go to all of our offerings.
So I've been using it in two different ways with two different tools. I've been using Perplexity a lot, which is a little bit like ChatGPT. I just like it better. And I think it's more accurate for giving me research questions. When we were pivoting Frello from a peer-to-peer lending platform to a peer-to-peer giving platform incentivized with a reward point system for the givers, there was so much research to be done. It built me an instant business model on how GoFundMe and Indiegogo and all those other platforms that are giving platforms, it pulled all their data on how they create revenue and like how many customers they have and what their value per customer, everything. It was nuts. And put it into a business plan for me faster than anything I have ever seen. And then it built me out 5-year financials. Now, obviously, we gave those to our CFO and he built out way more robust ones. But the point is, we couldn't believe the jumping off point that we had with all of this accurate insider data with these other companies that are kind of similar to what we are going to, create a better mousetrap on. And that was a massive help. It cut days, weeks, months off of our research. And Perplexity is creepy. The amount of data that you can get on a company that you want to model or a person or anything like that. So I've been loving Perplexity. The other one I've been using is by friends of mine. They created a podcast research AI called Bara, B-A-R-A. So if you go to bara.ai, my friends Jim Carter and Justin Benson created this AI where anyone that you're going to interview, if you're a podcaster, this is for podcasters, anyone you want to interview, you can say, I'm about to interview Lori Harder. Please give me a really great bio for her. And you can add different things, like different than any other bio that's been used, but still with all the accurate points. And please give me 5 questions that no one's ever asked her before that should be asked of her. And so you end up being like this genius interviewer because it gives you incredible questions and incredible information because it already can research in a split second what everyone else has asked before so that you're not just regurgitating the same questions. So that's bara.ai. You can go check out a demo there if you want, or just reach out to Jim Carter. But those are the two that I've been using and I've been loving it. And it's made my life so much easier as we're getting ready to go into 2025.
So number 2 is building authentic connections. And there's different ways to do this. And one of the ways that I really believe in and think that you should be putting your energy towards is to build authentic in-person connections. So if you have some people on your radar that are at your level or maybe a little ahead of you, I think it's time to start really doing intentional dinners or meetups or ways to connect with people, and also different ways for you to connect with your audience. This has been huge for us. I think one of the main things that's really helped our business is that early on, we started in-person events. There's something that makes you so tangible for your clients and for all of the people that you want to work with. And word of mouth from those events is insane. Like I actually just worked with somebody yesterday who had told me that when she posted a picture of us from being in a room with us, a bunch of people had asked this question: is she nice? Is she what, we think she is? And her being in person with me and her being able to be like,
was able to say, absolutely not. This chick is a bitch.
was able to like answer and be like, yes, I spent all of this time in person with this person. And here's what here's what it was, or here's what they're like. And so you wouldn't ever be able to have that. And you wouldn't ever be able to get this authentic word of mouth marketing out for you if you weren't in person with your people. And so we are really, we believe in doubling down on having some way of being in person. That's why with Glossy, I'm doing so many in-person events. You see me at least once a month, if not more, creating some form of community event because it's so important to be with your people and connect and listen to them, listen to what they want, listen to what they need, like understand their problems and where they're at so that you can go and solve those, maybe even with your next product. It's going to give you so much data.
I want to take a minute to tell you about Found. Most of you are business owners who listen to this podcast, and imagine if you no longer needed 5 separate apps for your business bank account, your expense tracking, your invoicing, your contractor payments, and your tax planning. And now there's one that does it all, and that is Found. Found is business banking designed for small business owners just like you. I love the automatic expense tracking because I am horrible at saving receipts, especially while I'm traveling, and keeping track of my bank statements. You guys, there are so many awesome testimonials about Found. And Trustpilot says, I've never seen an app for freelancers, contractors, and business owners that has everything they need with such automation. So you can try Found for free at found.com/earn, and you can sign up for Found for free today at found.com/earned. That's FOUND.com/earn. Found is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services are provided by Piermont Bank, member FDIC. Found's score features are free. They also offer an optional paid product, Found Plus. You guys, let's get back to the show.
Here's how I've been doing it. I've been having very intentional dinners, like in-person dinners with people that I want to form better relationships with in 2025. And I really want to paint the context for you here because I'm not a natural go out to dinner kind of guy. And a lot of these dinners have been when I've been too busy and have had to cancel plans I already had in order to prioritize the relationship I wanted to build. They have been dinners that are late at night. Like, let me give you the real. So I go to bed at like 9:30. Lori trained me to be an early to bed kind of person. And one of my friends, Dan Fleischman, was in town and he's like, hey, I'm having this dinner. It's a private dinner. It's at 9:00 at blank in Scottsdale. I'm like, 9:00, bro, you know me. I'm a grandpa. I'm in bed at 9:30. He's like, trust me, be there. So I went to this 9:00 dinner, didn't get back till midnight. But it was so freaking worth it because I met some incredible entrepreneurs and cool people to collaborate with that I wouldn't have met otherwise if I didn't, get outside of my comfort zone, in this case, my bedtime, and go to this dinner. And that's just one example. Dan Martell was in town a couple of weeks ago. He's like, hey, let's grab a dinner. And I already had some plans during that. And so with leading with honesty, I called the person who I had plans with. I'm like, listen, Dan's in town. It's a relationship I'm really trying to cultivate. Would you be offended if we postponed this meeting that we have so that I can go to this dinner with him? And they said, no, not at all. Absolutely. And so went to dinner with Dan and took a relationship that was, I would call it a distant friendship, into an instant friendship, and had the best time ever. And then I've been booking dinners on top of other people saying, hey, I'm in town, let's have dinner. I've been intentionally booking dinners, probably 2 of them not 2 a night, 2 of them a week. And trust me, for my grandpa pace, that's a lot. I'm so tired at the end of every one of my work days right now because I'm working 2 full-time careers, right? The personal brand and getting Frello launched, especially during this pivot. But I'm telling you, I still book these dinners and I invite these individuals to pull them together because I know the importance of doing it, even though I'd rather be on the couch with Lori, cuddling, watching a Hallmark Christmas movie.
Yeah, I've been doing something similar as well. I have been wanting to deepen my friendships with certain women in my life. And so I wrote a list for the year of people that I really intentionally want to get together with a few times for the year. And so I have been just taking action on it. I've been taking the lead on it. And I'm like, okay, I know people are busy. And I also know this is not their strong suit. And I know that I've worked on making this a strong suit. And so I have just been essentially taking the lead, sending out the text message saying, hey, would love to get together. Who wants to do this? I'm going to throw out a few dates. Let's see if we can all agree upon one. I'll pick a spot if that works. And I don't give a lot of I'm going to give you a hot tip on when you do this. Don't give too many options to a large group. Just be decisive on what the dates are going to be and where they're going to be, or you're going to actually lose momentum by going back and forth and you won't end up doing it. So I've gone back and forth with, well, where do you want it to be? Where do you like? Where should we go? It's literally going to turn into months. It's here's where we're meeting. Here's what we're doing. Here's what I'm thinking. Here's what the cost is. If you guys are all going to, pay your own way, who wants to be a part of it? And that's it. And from there, you just, whether it's 2 people or 5 people or 7 people, I like to keep it smaller. I don't like to go over 6 or 7 at all, because you can't really sink into deep conversations. And especially if you want a mastermind, you're not going to be able to get to everyone's hot seats in 2 days at all.
Somebody asked me the other day, they said, you have such a great network. Could you tell me how you do it? Or could you tell me a formula for it? And I paused and I thought about it because I could tell they really wanted some kind of map to follow. And I said, I realize I've just done 2 things over and over and over again. And that is, number 1, I've always bought a seat at the table where the people who I want to meet and collaborate with already are sitting. Right. So I could be buying a seat in a mastermind, buying a seat in a one-day event, buying a seat with a mentor, whatever it is. So I've always bought a seat at the table to meet the people I want to meet. And then step 2, this is very important. I've always created my own tables and invited those people back to them. I'll throw a dinner and invite them to come for free. I'll throw a get together for a day where we're going to exchange ideas and invite them to come for free. I mean, we've gone as far as saying, hey, we're going to this 5-star resort and your room is totally free if you want to come, but we just wanted to get some really cool people together for a day of sharing ideas and a really great dinner. And staying in a 5-star resort is pretty awesome. Would you like to come? And that small investment and that small effort is so worth it. And that's what I mean by building your own table. Now, it doesn't have to be a 5-star resort. Don't get lost in the details. The point is, number 1, invest in the tables where the people are sitting that you want to meet. And number 2, pull them back into your tables by booking these dinners, booking these idea shares, booking these, days together.
All right. So number 3 is to audit your social media marketing and messaging, and essentially all of your messaging and marketing. And so you can hit 2025 with at least this clear brand identity and what you want to talk about. So one of the ways that I've done this, because I'm actually terrible at this, you guys, I'm awful at thinking of a strategy. If you literally went and looked at all my stuff, I feel like it's not super clear on exactly what we do. And I've known this for a while, but obviously we've been in startup mode. We've been, busy with all of our different offerings. And it kind of is that thing where, my dad was a builder and a construction worker growing up. And it was like our house was always the one that never got attention. And this is the year for Chris and I where we said it is vital for us to clean everything up. Now that we're super clear on what we're doing and our directions for, I would say, the next 5 years. I feel like this is a really solid plan and direction of what we're doing. And we're just both very in alignment with everything. And so now is the time that we really want to invest in clear messaging, marketing, and branding. And so I've been working with and hiring a bunch of different people. I'm going to be sharing some of them on the podcast, which I'm very excited about. I'm working with some different women. Christina from Christina.social. I'm working with Beth Nidick. She talks all about getting your offering and your stories and your messaging very clear. I have quite a few people who I'm getting into my atmosphere in order to help me, because guys, if it's a weak spot, you're never going to get this done. So hire people, reach out to people, see if you can trade with people, whatever it takes in order to do that.
Yeah. There's so many other people too, like Joey Spears and his wife are so incredible at helping you figure out your brand and what your message is and getting everything cohesive. And I'll tell you, like Lori said, we do such a poor job of this. I just assume everyone knows. I assume I sold part of my mortgage bank to my partners years ago, but you probably don't know that. I assume that I spent 8 or 9 years in banking and had a quadrillion reports and indirect reports and then had to lay them all off. But most of you probably don't know that. I assume that, we've made multiple 8 figures in network marketing by building a giant team of 200,000 people. But most of you don't know that. Assuming people know about your history is probably the worst assumption you can make, because if they don't know everything you've done, they don't know what they can come to you for.
Mm-hmm.
And so working with people to clarify your message, to clarify how you paint the picture of what you've already done, and to clarify why somebody would come to you and be attracted to you in 2025 is some of the best money you can spend.
Yeah, we're super excited. We're excited to take you along with this journey too. So if you guys want to, if you're wondering what that even looks like, I'm going to be doing a lot of podcasting on it. You'll probably see a major change in our personal brands and some of our actual branding for our different programs, and even how our events look, like backdrops, everything is going to be different, and everything's going to be up leveled.
Can I give a good example?
Yes.
So I feel like our elite level mastermind is one of the most, if not the most effective mastermind out there. And that's not me saying it. It's all of the participants saying it. It's why people have been there literally since year one, and we're in our 8th year. And it's why every year, 55 to 70% of people re-up for the next year. Now, here's why I frame that. The information and the way we move the needle for you and your business is the best in the world.
And the locations.
But the way it looks, the branding around it, I've never made that a priority. And when Lori joined me, this is the first year ever that she's joining me and running this mastermind. She said, the first thing we're doing, we're making this thing pretty. And she's not wrong. She's not wrong. We've never bothered to make it pretty. And that counts. That matters. That's part of branding, right?
Mm-hmm.
So anyhow, all that to say, if you've ever been curious about joining our elite level mastermind and you now want to join the prettier version, all you have to do is go to chrisharder.me/mastermind. That's chrisharder.me/mastermind. And most people don't realize it's not just a couple meetups. We, over the past 8 years, have dialed this thing in so that we leave no member behind. It starts with a one-on-one strategy session with me, where we're going through your goals. We're going through your business. I did one yesterday. It was amazing. And I was able to remodel the entire structure of how this person thought they were going to grow in 2025 and 2026, so that now it's scalable for twice as much revenue as he thought. Like, the breakthrough was insane. So it's that one-on-one strategy session with me to kick the whole thing off. Then it is the 3.5 day in-persons, one in March, one in October, where 70% of the time I'm having you guys learn from each other in a very strategic way. 30% of the time, Lori and I are teaching you and bringing our friends in to teach you, lifting the curtain on things that you wish you knew, how this person was doing that or how that person was doing that. And with Lori coming into the mastermind this year, we've always had extraordinary teachers. And now we have access to anyone in the world we want because, Lori is Lori. So that's the second layer of impact. And the third layer of impact is the monthly strategy calls, where you ask a question about your business, a challenge that you have right now, and everyone else in the mastermind on this live call chips in their advice or makes a connection for you or says, hey, I've done that before. Let me talk to you offline. I'll give you my roadmap. The time and money and heartache that saves you is insane, by every single month being able to say, here's what I'm challenged by, who's got a solution? Because everyone else is the real genius in that mastermind. And of course, we have input on those calls too. And then a quarterly experts call where, one of these super incredible high performing friends that we have, that the dates don't work out for them to come in March or come in October. They still want to add value to you, and you be available for you to ask about your business. Experts quarterly call. That's an incredible chance for them to do that. So you can have access to people you never thought you'd have access to. And then here's the one that blows everyone's mind. This is the last layer of impact. And this is how we leave no member behind. You actually get unlimited text coaching with me Monday through Friday, 10 to 5. And I know that sounds insane. It kind of is insane, but it's my favorite way to help people. You send a quick voice note. Chris, what would you do here? I say, hey, let's jump on a phone. It's easier for me to answer. Or I say, hey, here's the 5 things I would do. Or, hey, let me make this connection. That is a game changer, because it's not just what do I do in between the meetings like a lot of other masterminds. It's not just what do I do besides the monthly call like a lot of other masterminds. It's us staying involved in your business for 2025. Anyhow, if you're going to make more than $500,000 this year, then you qualify to apply. And I can't wait to talk to you on Zoom and find out if you're a good fit. So go to chrisharder.me/mastermind, click apply, and let's have a Zoom and see if we are a great fit together.
We are so grateful for you guys. I hope that this helps. I hope that you do these three things, because it's about feeling good about your brand and feeling solid and feeling clear. Because I've spent so many years where different parts of my life and my brand don't feel good. Now, that's pretty normal, but if you can get it dialed in and get people to help you, it's going to be such a game changer for 2025. So we will talk to you next week. Thanks, everyone.